is Tuesday, December 10th, 2024, and I'm about to close my store here after I finish this video, and then I have to take off and pick something up that I sold on Amazon because I didn't realize I had sold it, and then I have to go and ship it quickly today before the post office closes. I'm not usually open on Tuesdays in my store, but I have been opening up Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and actually yesterday I opened up too, mostly to work on everything. I work on getting through new inventory, and the additional bonus is if I have any new customers come in, which I've had very few, but the main focus has been getting through inventory because I got from Saturday I had a donation. Yesterday I had a donation, and then Saturday I had a trade, someone that brought in some stuff for credit, store credit. So had to go through a bunch of that, and one of the donations and the store credit, the trade, is represented here. This is what's left of it. As you can see, I didn't keep all of it. I added some loose discs to my table over here. Those CDs are new from that. That's about it. But as you can see, I sold off, or I'm about to sell off, most of those loose discs on eBay. So this is what's left. Some really good stuff. The trade had some good stuff. There was like a lot of rock CDs. It was all CDs, but there was a lot of rock CDs. Some I'll share with you here. Some stuff I'm gonna put on eBay. A few. One I already listed on Amazon, a CD that's like around, I think like a $35 CD. One thing I really don't like, one of many things I don't like about Amazon, is they do these pricing errors. They say, oh, a high pricing error, when it's nonsense, right? Like, they're controlling what you're going to list an item for, which I think is total nonsense. One of the many reasons that I don't like selling on Amazon. So I was listing it for $39.99, and then I had to drop it all the way down to $34.99 so that Amazon would accept it. Just a little rant about Amazon. The rest of this stuff, though, is either going in my store or it's going on eBay. So the donation was DVDs and CDs, and there was some quality stuff in there. But first of all, these are the ones that I'm going to be listing on eBay from the store credit or the trade. These are all samplers, CD samplers. Sometimes you'll come across these where they're usually in these cardboard sleeves. So it'll say spring sampler, fall sampler, advanced music, that kind of thing. You can usually just tell by looking at them. Sometimes it has the record company on there. Introduce the post-wave. I don't know. There's different ways of figuring it out. Free sampler, etc. Most of this is different. Here's 2019 fall sampler. Some of the stuff is sealed. Most of it's not. Mostly rock, a variety of rock, just your general rock. There's some alt rock. There's some like hardcore, hard rock stuff in there, metalcore, different things. But there's a lot of different rock stuff. So I'm going to list that on eBay as a lot. There's 13 of them for $24.99. We'll see if you can sell it for that amount, because a lot of people do collect these types of sampler or promo. You can also call them promo or promotional CDs. The record companies or the groups would release these as sort of a teaser before the full album comes out. So a lot of people will collect these because sometimes they'll be they're just collectors, or there's certain songs on there that are only on these discs. So look out for those if you get a bunch of them together, especially in the same genre. Makes more sense. I mean, if you've got a ton of them in different genres, maybe people will be into that. If there's a lot, kind of overwhelm them with a lot of them, a big bunch. And then there's these two samplers that I'm going to put on eBay individually, divide the day. Couldn't find one single copy of this for sale. This is a local band here in Southern California. They haven't put out an album in over a decade, but I couldn't find any copies of this. So I'm going to list that for a really high price and see what happens. This is the same thing. This is actually a magazine. It was called Scratch Magazine, DVD Volume 1 sampler. This is sealed, and I think it's from like 2004. A lot of this stuff is from early to mid 2000s. It's like punk, hardcore metal, as you can see, indie rock. And I'm going to list that for $40. So we'll see, though. We'll see what I can get for it. Did research on these, though. Pricing them, what I feel to be, is pretty reasonable. I don't remember this one. But there's another one that I'm going to list for $29.99. Here's another one that is metalcore. I'm not sure what that said. Oh, rare, right? It's super rare. The Impermanence of Beauty, Fall Farewell. So these are more rare CDs that are either just no other copies, or there's very, very few copies out there. Now, the rest of these are from the donation that was made on Saturday. I wasn't here. I was in Arizona on Saturday. We didn't come back till late Sunday. So I had someone working here who will work some Saturdays for me when I need to have it covered. And all of these DVDs and then these CDs were in there. So the CDs, this is just one that should sell pretty fast. It's not going to go for much money. And then this is James Galway. 22 of his CDs. I'm going to list them for $34.99 because I don't think people will pay too much money or that much for his CDs, just based on what I've seen on the solds on eBay. But we'll see. Even if I get $30, $25, I'm happy with it. So 14 of these, there's 22. 14 of these came from the donation. And then the other, what is that? So if I can do math, 8. The other 8 came from pulling from my shelves over here, my CD shelves. So I had a bunch of James Galway, and I matched them up to see what, I compared them to see what was already in there and what wasn't, and I was able to pull out 8 different titles. So these are 22 different titles. I feel real confident it'll sell, but we'll see how fast or how long it takes. Now, all of these up here are going into my store. We got Laurel and Hardy. Yeah, actually I should list that for more. Get Smart, which is a TV show from, I believe, the 70s or maybe the 60s even. It's season 4 and 5. I'm gonna list it or sell it for $5, and then this one for $7. I believe season 5 is the last season, but I'm not 100% sure. If you get the full series, you can go for some decent money, $30 and up. This is a Criterion collection, The Battle of Algiers. Selling this for $7 in the store. Keep your eyes peeled for Criterion collection DVDs. Those can go for a lot of money, depending on which one it is. These are 2 documentaries that I'm going to put in the store. Now, the rest of the DVDs are some interesting ones. They had unique tastes. They had sort of uncommon tastes in terms of, I don't usually see this kind of stuff. So there's 2 9/11, sort of like, you could call it conspiracy theory DVDs, Explosive Evidence, and this one is Blueprint for Truth, The Architecture of Destruction. This one here actually sells, this one sells for around 25, around 25-ish bucks on eBay individually, but I'm going to put them together. This one's like around 10, doesn't sell as often, but I'm going to sell them for $31.99 together, see if somebody will want both of them. I think that'll do well because this one is so popular, and it makes sense to get this one as well. In the same vein, this is a BBC series called Waiting for God. They donated the complete series, so all 5 seasons. Obviously, I've told you this before. If you get a complete TV set or series on DVD or on Blu-ray, you can get really good money for them depending on what it is. I'm going to list this one for $64.99, but if I end up getting $50 for it, I'm still super happy, and I feel confident that it can sell for even, I should be able to get at least $50 for it. But we'll see. We'll see how long it takes. Because it's the complete series, I feel confident that I can get a good amount. versus if I was missing a season or if it was only a couple seasons, I'd price it much lower. But considering it's the complete series, I'll definitely be able to sell that for good money. These two are documentaries: Eyewitness in Iraq. I couldn't find any copies. An Embedded Report. It's a DVD from probably the early, I assume, obviously the early 2000s. I'm going to list that for $40. And then this one is River City Drumbeat. It's a documentary about these kids playing drums in Louisiana. Apparently there's no copies for sale except on one website, I kid you not, where you can buy it for over $560. So I'm not going to charge that much. But I'm listed for $100 because there's no other copy, and I feel like that's a reasonable amount considering there's just nothing out there. And we'll see how much interest there is. So this was some really good pickups, guys, between trades and donations. I also have another donation that I got over there. You can see the tubs. There's 3 of them. One of the tubs has VHS tapes and the other 2 have books. I glanced at them. The books are older, which could be good. And there's kind of like different, unique genres. And then the VHS tapes are interesting because it seems to be a bunch of like racing tapes, that kind of stuff. So it looks different. It's not the typical VHS tape movies that I see. So it piqued my interest. Tomorrow I will start to go through that, and I'll probably share that in another video. All right, guys, I hope you are selling lots of inventory if you're only doing online or in your store, wherever it is, on eBay and Amazon, and that you're listing like crazy. All right, guys, see you next video. Take care.